Hey guys, do you ever hear a song in a video game and think, I've heard this song in a video game before? Or at least something that sounded similar to it. The reason I'm even bringing this up is because I recently listened to the top 10 Chrono Trigger songs over on my Patreon. The song Corridors of Time, although I had heard it a couple times before, when I was listening to it, it really reminded me of this tune from Pokemon Black and White 2. Now, it wasn't like the same kind of thing, but it just had the same vibes, you know what I mean? I'm not in any way trying to get into the realm of like plagiarism or anything like that, not at all. It's more studying the idea of the birthday problem, if you've ever heard of that. Basically, it states that in a set of randomly chosen people, at least two will share the same birthday. The birthday paradox is the counterintuitive fact that only 23 people are needed for that probability to exceed 50%. There's only so many chords and notes and rhythms and instruments you can use in life before things start repeating themselves or sounding just similar. And it happens with all kinds of music, but I obviously want to look at VGM today and just see if we can find some similarities in different video game soundtracks. I'm sure everyone knows Chrono Trigger's Corridors of Time, absolute banger of a song. I'm gonna stop it right there. The Black and White 2 song is called Reversal Mountain. Now those are not really similar in terms of the notes and things like that. I think it was just the overall vibe reminded me of it. Kind of have a flute sort of sound. Then the bass comes in. Gotta say, when comparing and contrasting these two, Chrono Trigger, just from my opinion, it's just such a god tier song and can't even really compare it to this Black and White song. The instruments used, it kind of has that ancient magical sort of feeling. In that way it's similar. The kind of progression and the melody aren't similar. This tune right here is from a soundtrack I've heard a little bit of, the Ark of Napishtim. Forgive me, man, I do not know how to pronounce this. And this song is called Ernst, but I want to look at a certain part of it. You have that awesome backbeat. Just makes it instantly sound more Japanese. Especially the bass, keeping everything really, really hot. Let's take a look at this track from Gran Turismo 2, the real driving simulator, and this track is called Moon Over the Castle. For this one, the really driving percussion and then just like the guitar solos and stuff carrying the melody, it does sound pretty similar, like not uncanny or anything, but I definitely see how these two sound very alike. This next one is a little bit more into the uncanny territory. The first one I'm looking at is the Super Punch Out ending theme. It's a very sweet kind of retro sounding ending song. Speaking of ending songs, the one I want to compare it to is the Mega Man 9 staff roll. And this is one of those instances where the sound font doesn't sound the same, but just that melody is very similar. And let's be honest, it's not the most cutting edge revolutionary melody. Like, it just sounds like a nice bittersweet kind of melody line, and I'm sure that just two different people thought it up. They both just, you know, sound so much like ending credit kind of music. It really works for both of them. I like both a lot. This one might be more of a reach. A track called Cutscene 7 from Ninja Gaiden. Again, this is not the most revolutionary melody, but let's compare it to Castlevania 3's music, which is level select theme. Yeah, I'm definitely reaching. Like, anyone could write that where it's just two notes, beep boo, beep boo. The rest is quite different, and they both seem like pretty simple compositions for like little parts of the game. Of course, that first game, Ninja Gaiden, is so old. It's from the 80s, so... Although, when did Castlevania 3 come out? Oh, it came out in 89, so I'm not one to talk there. They're both old-ass games. They're bound to sound kind of similar in that regard. So this next one might be cheating a little. This comes from Mother 3. It's the Love theme. I absolutely love this tune. I think it's beautiful. So supposedly this leitmotif at the beginning of this song is very widely used in a lot of VGM. I think specifically from the people who wrote this song, like they just reuse it a lot. Nothing wrong with that. One of the most blatant instances that I could find was from another Pokemon Black and White tune, which is called Ends Farewell. But let's take a look at the love theme first. It's just such a nice sort of ballad or love theme. Let's take a look at Ends Farewell. And obviously there's a lot of variation. It's really just that intro part. Wow, this is beautiful. I haven't heard this far into this song. It has been so long since I played Black and White. I played it when it came out, so gorgeous song. Some of you might recognize this one without me saying anything. This is from Sonic the Hedgehog 06, a classic. Okay, we can shit on it all we want. It had a good soundtrack, I think. A song called Town Mission 4. So, you know, it's kind of, I would think, more of a throwaway sort of song. You have a backbeat, and then it's sort of set up like a blues. But then this. Real ones will know this melody is extremely reminiscent of a tune from Mega Man 2 called Flashman Stage. Mega Man music always hits. That one's a lot more similar in terms of like just the melody and everything. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to play this one on YouTube because it's probably gonna get copywritten. This tune's from a game called Medieval. Oh my god, that bassoon is so cool. Okay, we get the vibe. It's pretty like tense, it's pretty creepy. This song is called Fightin' Mad Jack from the game Heavy Rain. I am not a fan of this game, but let's hear this real quick. Is this like exactly the same? I really think it might be. Maybe it's one of those things where it is like a song that's just used in a number of like media. But it is different. It's extremely similar though, so I can't help but wonder if this is just a song that's like parts of it are just able to be used in a bunch of different movies and games and everything like that. This is a track from Final Fantasy called Fragments of Memories. It's got that bittersweet music box kind of style. This next song, oddly enough, is called Just Memories, and it's from Breath of Fire 2. Again, pretty music box-esque. Very similar melody and chord progression. I think they are super reminiscent of each other. Okay, this one I couldn't exactly find anything to mash up next to it. This tune from this game called Enthusia. There's one part of it that just straight up goes into a Castlevania soundtrack, it seems like. So just listen to a bit of it and let's get the vibe real quick. It's very like ambient and calming and cool. Check out this part. It wouldn't be out of place in a Castlevania game. So now let's check out the title theme from the game Risen. Ringing any bells? Some people might have already guessed this, but I'm gonna compare this to the Fallout 3 main theme. Clearly that one is a lot more similar. Pretty sure Fallout 3 came before Risen, if I'm not mistaken. Ba 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 is definitely prevalent in both of those tracks. Alright, here's another Chrono Trigger track. It's called Guardia Millennial Fair. pretty happy-go-lucky. This is from the game called Pilot Wings Resort, and the title is Plane Mission 1. The instruments are a lot more modern, but I think it has the same sort of sound. They sound pretty similar. Alright, this is Mega Man 8's music, intro stage underground. Boop boop boop. The beginning part, it reminds me a lot of the Hazy Maze cave music from Super Mario 64. I think it's mostly the percussion that's used and just those three notes of doo-doo-doo, which are heard in both of those tunes. Alright, see if you can spot this one. This is from a... I'm not sure what this game is. Looks very obscure. Cheetah Men theme, Action 52. I'm sorry, I just hear it immediately. If you didn't catch it, it sounds similar to Cornered from Ace Attorney. But not the melody. Let's check out Cornered real quick. This is such a good song. It's one of my favorite VGMs ever. Some of these I think were more easy to hear than others. It was more just stuff that was like reminiscent of each other. It's fun to draw connections between different VGMs, so let me know if you guys have any suggestions of like stuff you've heard that sounds like other stuff you've heard. Now let's check out the song of the day, Nina Pasadena from the game Skin Deep. Suggestion comes from JessJeverage on Patreon. Thank you for this suggestion. They also mentioned that Skin Deep is a stealth and puzzle game that released just recently. The soundtrack is a ton of fun with everything from grimy ambience to fake space public radio bumpers.
Down for fun, it's a classic hit and run.
Cool lyrics. This is really interesting. I want to see how they end this song. I hope it ends on like a really, you know, James Bond-esque chord. Okay, it just ends with a little sax lick. I think it's a cool tune. It's jazz inspired, but it's also kind of show tunesy. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of like musical-esque with the way the lyrics are kind of like meta. A cool pick. Thank you for that, Jess. And thank you to all my Jazz Apples and patrons over on Patreon. Appreciate you guys for making it possible for me to make videos while I'm working full time. That is going to be it for today's video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!